Good morning. I appreciate you guys having me. Good to see everybody. Man, what a great time to be here and a great time to be in the American Conference. I mean, I can't thank Commissioner Pernetti enough, man, and for everything that you're doing for this league and the vision that he has for where we're going. You talk about the best conference in the group of six, and there's no doubt that it is the American Conference. And again, appreciate you, Commissioner, for everything you're doing for this league. It's a great time to be an Owl, and that starts with our president and Adam Hasner and the vision that he has for our university and where that's heading. Can't thank him enough for all his support and everything that he's doing for our university. Next to Brian White, our athletic director. Man, what a guy and what he's doing. I mean, we had 6 conference championships this year in athletics alone, and can't thank Brian enough for trusting me to be the Haggerty family head football coach here at FAU. Again, like I said, great time to be an Owl. When you look at where we're at as a football program, this is going to be our 25th year playing football. And 25 years ago, the late Coach Howard Schnellenberger started this football program from the ground up. And I want to throw this in there too. We got to get him in the College Football Hall of Fame as well. He deserves to be in there. We got to find a way to get him in there as well. But again, really excited about this year. We have 55 new faces in this football program. Excited with where we're going. Highest team GPA of all time recorded this spring with our football program. So extremely proud of the effort we're putting in on and off the field. Before we get going, I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about the 2 young men I was able to bring with me today. Defensive tackle Bryce Langston, a guy that chose to stay here whenever I got hired, and he's been a heartbeat of our team, heartbeat of our defense, and really excited for him and seeing what he's got coming on his last year as a senior. And then our quarterback, Caden Veltkamp, who transferred in from Western Kentucky, was the Conference USA Offensive Player of the Year last year, and again, just an unbelievable leader and a great ambassador for this university and for our football program. Excited where we're going and looking forward to a great 2025 season. And with that, I'll open up for questions.
Thanks, Coach. We'll take questions now. Again, once we get a microphone to you, please introduce yourself and your affiliation. First one will be on the right, 3rd row.
Hey, Coach. Thomas Christopher of the League Winners. How you doing?
Good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Obviously, you brought in Caden Veltkamp, and he was the CUSA, Player of the Year last year, Offensive Player of the Year last year. I think he's kind of getting slept on by the national media. Could you just talk about your relationship with him, expectations this year within your offense, and the potential that he will have in the air raid?
Yeah, I mean, him and I are extremely close. I mean, I think that's what makes a great quarterback-coach combination is that genuine love for each other that we have. I mean, he's like I'm only 33, and I know he's 21, 22, but he's like a son to me, and we're extremely close. Yeah, I agree with you. I think he's getting slept on a lot. I mean, you're talking about one of the top passers in the country from last year, Conference Player of the Year. He's not getting the notoriety that he needs, but at the same time, he's got a chip on his shoulder, and I'm expecting a huge year from him. And again, he's going to be I'm giving him what I call the keys to the Ferrari, this offense, and I'm going to let him go. And I think he's going to have a great year this year, and excited to see him continue to develop as a quarterback as well, because I think that there's a lot of untapped talent there as well that I think he's going to continue to get better this year.
Questions for Coach, please raise your hand. We'll get a microphone to you. I think we have a follow-up from that last one.
Hey, Coach. Thomas Christopher from the League Winners again. Obviously, Florida market's a hotbed for recruiting talent, but you also have a lot of schools within the same conference and in the P4 conference. How do you go about navigating that? And are there any, outlying locations that you've really tried to dip your hands into?
Yeah, I mean, we want to try to dominate South Florida as much as we can, keep those local talent guys home as much as possible. But again, we are in the transfer portal world, and so when you go back and you look at a lot of the transfers that we take, there are maybe guys that went off and left the state of Florida that are Miami guys or West Palm guys or, the Tri-County guys down there in South Florida that wanted to come back home. And so we want to keep those guys home. Like you said, we've got a lot of special athletes down in South Florida. We're also heavily recruiting in the state of Georgia as well. And then we're working the Midwest a little bit to find some big bodies, some O-line, D-lineman guys. And then quarterback, we're going to go wherever it takes to go find the quarterback. And so, but again, our biggest footprint is going to be down there in the Tri-County area, down there in South Florida. And we want to try to keep those South Florida athletes down there with us at FAU.
Again, questions for Coach. Coach, I'll throw one at you. Just the two student athletes you mentioned, what are your expectations and what are you kind of counting on them specifically for this upcoming season?
Yeah, I expect them to be the voice in the locker room, that get the guys going. I'm a big believer that it's got to be a player-led team. It can't be a coach-led team. And so I'm expecting those guys to be, whenever we got to get some stuff going, instead of us coaches having to get over those guys and yell at them a little bit, let's let them take the ownership of it and let them lead the guys. I'm expecting that from them, to be the voice in the locker room, like I said, and just be those leaders on and off the field and everything that we're doing.
Additional questions for Coach, please raise your hand. And I'll have one more for you, Coach. Just, again, as you're in your first year preparing, which position groups, both on offense, defense, are kind of entering camp, when you're going to enter camp, are at the top?
Yeah, I mean, I feel really good, clearly with the quarterback, like I talked about, our interior defensive linemen. We've got some veteran guys there that have played quite a bit of football. Feel good there. We've got a lot of skill players on the edge at wide receiver. We got to figure out which one of those guys kind of fit best and how we're going to plug those guys into our spread system. And then we took 6 brand new defensive back transfers in the second transfer portal. So haven't even gotten on the grass with those guys quite yet. So really intrigued to see with how we can get those guys and build some continuity there in the back end. Again, got some veteran players there in our front 7. Looking forward to seeing how those new defensive backs mesh with our guys.
Any final questions for Coach? Up, third row, back on the right.
Coach Thomas Christopher from the League Winners once again. I know you talked about, players holding each other accountable and things of that nature. Do you guys hold a lot of player-led practices? And if you are doing so outside of Caden and Bryce, who you brought in here, have there been any other leaders on the team doing that for you?
Yeah, they're doing some of their own stuff. Clearly we've been on vacation. My staff's been on vacation almost the whole month of July, so we haven't been around. But those guys are doing some player-led stuff. We've got a great group of leaders. We've got talked about Bryce, talked about Caden. We got Tyler Stolsky. He's a transfer linebacker in from Minnesota for us. He's been a really good voice. Duda Rogers, one of our defensive backs, another transfer coming back home. We got CJ Doggett, transfer defensive tackle from Ohio, came in, really good guy. Easton Messer, we talked about him being able to offensively. And then probably the biggest guy, because he's gone through a lot of coaching changes here, and he's going on his 6th year at FAU, is Alex Atkavich, starting offensive lineman for us. And he's seen a lot. He's been through the ups and the downs of the program the last few years, and he's been a huge voice of reason for everybody, and a guy that I've been leaning on just because he knows the lay of the land, and he knows probably what it takes to really get everybody going. And so I'd say those few guys I mentioned have been really good leaders for us, but Alex Atkavich is one that I've been really high on.
Last questions? Coach, thanks very much.
All right, appreciate y'all. Thank y'all.
We'll be at 10 o'clock with North